following podcast is recorded and produced by the Podcast Precinct in affiliation with the network at bicbp-radio.com. The Podcast Precinct. Consistency, creativity, culture.
The Nostalgia Funhouse proudly dedicates all episodes in the loving memory of Connie Chirac. So, Johnny, I've been hearing really great things about this Nostalgia Funhouse. It just brings back so many great memories.
Andrew, the only reason I'm moving in line with you here is that you really vouched for this show. So I'm just going to believe you that this is the show that I've been wanting, which is just talking about all the fun stuff from our yesteryear and the years before. And I really hate anything meta, so I'm glad that what we're doing right now is not that.
Oh, no, definitely. What is meta? Isn't that Ron Artest's new name?
Well, add world and peace to it, sure.
Yeah, but this is great. They, last year they were tearing play sets and Halloween costumes.
Well, that sounds cool.
They get these weird court recordings from pop culture courts.
Does anybody care about court cases?
These ones are kind of cool. They put Scott Kelvin on trial. Poor old Santa Claus there.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Okay, that sounds interesting.
Yeah, man. You know what the best part about this is, though? Is I hear they always got a really great sponsor. You can check it out right there.
Met a girl on a Monday. Tuesday I'm dead meat. Wednesday I skipped attention. So Thursday feeding's on me. Finally Friday I'm free. Boy meets world. Now I'm in high school. Trying hard just to stay cool. Life is sweet 5 times a week. When Boy Meets World
starts Monday at 5, 4 Central on Fox.
Oh, back to school, to show my daddy I'm not a fool. I got my lunch packed up, my boots tied tight. I hope I don't get in a fight. Yes, it is back to school time, even though some kids have been back to school since August. But September, I figure, is a good time for back to school. And today, Johnny Townsend and I on the Nostalgia Funhouse will be tiering teachers from television.
That's right, Andrew Lenz. All the cool kids stay in school. That's what I've heard. And Peter Pants, I've heard that.
And
too.
they wear the pumped up kicks.
Oh, man, they do. All the cool kids wear the pumped up kicks. And I don't think we should finish that song because I'm pretty sure it's about something very negative that happens in schools. But
yeah, I'm so out of it.
But yeah, we are tiering TV's teachers today on the Nostalgia Funhouse. We got a list of teachers that we're going to put on here. Andrew, what are the categories for today?
Our top one is Inspired Me. This is a teacher that you watched and you were like, wow.
Yeah.
I could get something out of them.
Mm-hmm.
And next one we have just below that, Fun and would love to have teached me. Just somebody, just below the Aspired. And then Johnny's favorite, as he gave it here, They Okay.
They okay.
I wanted to go, they okay, because I wanted to give it that attitude.
they okay.
I feel like that's what my kids would say to me. Be like, so how do you like that teacher? They okay.
They okay. Yeah.
And then No Way just speaks for themselves. Their parent.
Terrible teacher.
Yeah. Terrible, just not good at all.
Yeah. Yeah. Now, Andrew, in my school time as a kid, I was fairly lucky overall in that most of the teachers that I had, I either liked or I got along with for the most part, despite my tendency, this may blow you away, to be a bit of a cut 'em up, despite that. I did have a few teachers who did not care for my cut 'em ups. And that's fine. Not every teacher will mess with every student. But how about you? Do you think overall you had some good teachers? Because this is the thing about teachers.
I did.
The ones that connect with you really do stand out and you will remember forever.
I did. I'm actually Facebook friends with one of my teachers.
Nice.
And it was very shockingly, because she was also friends with my aunt in high school. And one of the big things was everybody knew that she went to the same high school as us at that time, before they shut it down. LaSalle Senior, I miss you. But everybody would say, would ask her every day, I'm Mrs. Fortin. What year did you graduate? What year did you graduate? And me knowing the year, because I'm pretty sure I was at a graduation party with her at some point.
Yeah.
I just blurted it out because I was sick of hearing it. And I was like 87. And she shot me the nastiest look in the world. But there's also a funny story with her is I would goof around so much in her class that I'd get sent down to the vice principal's office. The vice principal happened to be my second grade teacher. And he was crazy cool, Mr. Shower. Shout out to him. Gave us, as reward, sports cards. And I believe one time we actually played baseball towards the end of the year, just instead of being in class. But it got to the point where he was like, listen, Andrew, I'm really going to have to do something about this if you come down here again. You just cannot come to this office and read Sports Illustrated all the time. So I've had some really great teachers.
Yeah.
I think
Look, all I'll say about the teachers that didn't like me is that I have a younger sister and a younger cousin who followed me in high school. And once this certain teacher who they happened to get as a teacher as well found out that they were related to me, they swear up and down that teacher hated them from then on out.
I had the opposite problem. Is my brother was much more studious than I was. We'll go with that term. So all of his old teachers, when I got him, would go, "Oh, I had your brother George," and I go, "Oh," and they're like, "Oh, I loved him. He was a very good student." And then they got me, and they were like, "I hate my life."
Yeah.
I just hate my life right now having to deal with this. I have a funny because my mom was one where she believed the teacher over me most of the time. I'm not gonna lie, she should have believed the teacher over me.
Yeah.
But so she kept on going, "Why are you having a trouble in math?" And I said, "Well, it's kind of hard because the teacher stutters." She goes, "Well, this teacher called me and I gotta go to a conference with her." I'm like, "Mom, it's kind of hard to take notes when she stutters." She goes, "Andrew, no teacher stutters. There is not going to be a stuttering teacher. You need to do better." So finally, she had the conference. And my mother came back and goes, "Holy shit, you're right. She does stutter." And I said, "Yeah." She goes, "But that still doesn't make up. You still got to do better in class." And then she also mentioned that she wore shoes 2 sizes bigger than what she needed to. Because that's what we do in our family.
Oh, all right. I like the explanation. It's not really an explanation, but
she also
I'll accept it.
Yeah, she also got on me about doing better in math. But I had a lot of other teachers.
Well, I think you're like me in that I hate math, and it can go to the deepest, darkest parts of hell. Math can.
Because I had a social studies teacher, Mr. Soda, who was absolutely amazing because he just didn't teach by the book. He taught you more stuff than he went a little bit more in depth if he could on a lot of things.
Yeah.
And if you said some crazy stuff, he wouldn't get like upset with you, but kind of want you to talk through it. So shout out to Mr. Soda. I don't know if he's still alive, but he was still an amazing teacher.
Yeah, I hope his middle name was Sarah, so it's like Mr. Sarasota.
Mr. Well, yeah, I had a lot more teachers in high school than I would say in middle school or
yeah, I had
school.
such opposites in my art classes, and that's the classes that one teacher really didn't like me, but also the other art teacher and I got along really well. I mean, he put me in a figure 4
that's awesome.
leg lock once. That's how cool he was. Either he did it wrong or they really hurt, but still.
I do Mr. Wagner, he was an awesome social studies teacher as well. He would play Jeopardy, and he would give you like a sports or pop culture question after the social studies question for bonus
Yeah.
points. And I remember the one time, probably like the smartest girl in the class and me were on the same team, and we completely destroyed the other team because she would get the question right, and then I would sweep up like the like the pop culture sports related question. I think
Yeah.
I remember one was because we were close to Buffalo. It was like, what was the last three teams that Dominic Hasek shut out? And I came up with it because of course I watch Sports Center every day too. And after I think that time, he was like, "You two need to be separated. Like you, you just
It's
cannot
unfair.
be on the
Yeah.
same." Yeah.
All right. Well, this
Let's
thing goes true for TV teachers here in that some really stand out, right? There's some on this
Yes,
list that legit I hold in very high regard.
I do. So let's start with good old Mr. Cooper.
All
Mark
right, we're
Cooper.
hanging with Mr. Cooper here.
Yes, and it's going to be he is the subject to our next episode as well, so a little bit of insight. Uh where do you think we should put Mr. Cooper?
I'm trying to think back of how he actually was as a teacher because all I think about is, and this is just my basketball brain because I love
Yes.
basketball so much, is just all the basketball stuff. Um, I don't think I could put him in inspired me, but also I'm not going to put him in no way.
I've I for me, I think he's fun and would love to have like, teach me some things.
I'm going to agree because at the very least, I get to talk some basketball with a teacher. That's cool to me.
Yeah. And he played for the Warriors.
That's right. Yeah.
And his real name is Mark Curry. So he's kind of like the first big time Curry to play for the Warriors.
Yeah. Before Steph, there was Mark.
There was Have you watched any episodes yet or no?
No, not yet. No.
Okay.
I mean, I've seen it. Obviously, I've seen it a long
Yeah.
time ago, but
Mrs. Kerbopple. Good old
yeah. Good old Edna.
Oh.
Man, see, here's the thing. I think she's a good teacher who means well
That's where I'm going with this too.
because it's not her fault that she has Bart Simpson in her class.
Yes. But she also has Martin Prince, which she's very
Yeah.
proud of.
Yeah. But also, I mean, there's episodes of Simpsons that show that she really does try to teach and help Bart. And her and Bart have a weird
Love relationship.
yeah, because I mean, you remember that episode where he had to keep the secret about her and Skinner, and he did it when he could have just said. So there's really there's things like that. So there's no way I'm going no way for her. Because I really do think she cares and she tries.
I'm gonna put her in the same as Mr. Cooper.
I think so too.
Yeah, I'm gonna go there.
Yeah.
Okay. I don't know if you've ever watched the show, Girl Meets World, but Corey Matthews becomes a teacher.
He most certainly does, and of course I've watched it, Andrew. I don't know why
Okay.
you would even question that.
I did not know. I did not know. A lot of people are like, I would have to say he learned from Feeney very well.
Agreed. Very much so. And it's kind of neat that he goes the path of the teacher after Feeney. He's I cannot out of my soul put him
With Feeney in the same spot.
right, but I think he's going to we're gonna have a lot of people when it's fun, but would love to teach me because that's where I would put him.
Yeah.
Because he's a very, very good teacher who really, really does care.
Yeah. Not quite to the Feeney status.
Right.
Yes.
The Spanish teacher from Community who doesn't really know Spanish.
Senor Chang. Can I
Senor
tell
Chang.
you, this guy reminds me of a Spanish teacher that I had, but my Spanish teacher knew Spanish. Okay. So I'm not going to say Senor's name, but this guy, you could tell what he did the day before how he was dressed and what he did. He literally recorded classes, and he would come in a sweatsuit and be hungover and just flip on like a class on tape. Like walk up there and he had speakers and it would just teach us like if you were gonna like listen to a cassette player back in the day to like learn how to do Spanish, this is what he would do. And then there's the other days where he's like dressed in a suit and he's standing
Yeah.
up in front of the class doing everything. So in a way, Senor Chang reminds me, and I did not really enjoy that Spanish teacher because he also once pretty much kicked me out because he was explaining something and I had a tendency to talk a little bit loud underneath my breath, and I said, "No shit, Sherlock,"
Yeah.
and he didn't
You
really
didn't
let
say
me
it,
out.
especially because you didn't say it in Spanish.
Oh yeah,
If you would
he
have said it
also
in
got
Spanish, it'd be
he
different.
also got mad at me for the oral exams because I was like, "I can do this," and he would ask me a question, and I go, "See," he goes, "You got to give me an answer in Spanish." I was like, "I am, see,"
Yeah.
and then he go to
See.
another one, and I go, "No," but
Those are the Spanish questions I like. You can answer them in yes or no. He's a no way for me.
yeah,
He's love the show. That character is incredible, but there's no way I would want that person as an actual teacher of mine.
no, no. I would not even want, oh my goodness. If my kids came home to complain about him and I actually met him in a class, I would be like, yeah, you guys are right.
Yeah.
Good old Charlie Moore from Head of the Class.
All right. What are you thinking on this guy?
I haven't watched Head of the Class in a while, but I think he's in the fun and would love to teach me.
I'm going to refer to you on this one. That's not a show that I'm very familiar with.
So I know he gets a lot of backlash because I guess he's a giant creep. Uh, but this is a show starring Dan Schneider.
And on the Nostalgia Funhouse, we can overlook some creepiness.
Dan Schneider and Robin Givens were on this show.
What a oh man! I like that we put a creep in the fun and would love to have teach me.
No. Charlie Moore's not a creep.
Oh, who's the creep?
Oh, Dan Schneider. He was played one of the students. I thought
Oh, okay.
that Dan Schneider character was cool because he did all of his work on a
I
computer.
thought you meant the teacher.
No,
was
no,
the
no,
creep.
no, 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 no,
You were still like, but I'm still going to say he was fun, and
no,
I would definitely have him teach me.
no. The show was good. The show was good
Okay.
and fun.
I got you. All right, I understand now.
No, the show. Dan Schneider played a student. Robin Givens played a student, and because Head of the Class is he's just kind of like a random teacher, but he gets
Yeah.
stuck with like the gifted students.
Right.
So it's kind of like a thing where he's got to go back and forth with them because they're kind of maybe a little bit smarter than what he is.
Yeah.
But he kind of outsmarts them in the end, from what I can remember. Good old Mr. / Mrs. Garrison. Wow. There's
All
only
right.
two categories I got for this one. And the South Park lover in me wants to say fun and would
Yeah.
love to have teach me. And then the parenting
Wrong, dumbass.
Owen thing is just absolutely no way.
Yeah, there's no way. He's a no way, despite how iconic he is to me as a teacher. But it's for all the wrong reasons.
Is Mr. Had a no way?
Oh man, out of the two, I think Mr. Hat's more sane, right?
What about Mr. Slave?
Mr. Slave, I would also put in they okay.
I feel like Mr. Slave talks him out of some things.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
What he did to poor Lemmy Winks in front of those students is absolutely horrible.
Yeah, but think of the great music we got out of that.
That is true.
That Lemmy Wink song is a banger, as the kids say.
Next one is Peggy Hill.
All right. Oh, okay. I have a complicated history with this character.
Okay.
That is that I've been watching this show recently. I was doing a rewatch of it, and I'd forgotten how really selfish she is.
Yeah.
She's an incredibly selfish person. Like everything has to be about her, even when it's not remotely about her. She tries to make it about her.
She is a
And
boggle champion.
she's what?
A boggle champion.
She is a Boggle champion and a multiple time substitute teacher of the year award winner. She has all those things. I do think she really does care. And she really does try to teach and inspire kids. But I think her ego is also incredibly wrapped up in all that.
Yeah.
So man,
I'm gonna say they okay. They okay.
I'm going to put they okay. I agree with they
Okay.
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 Yeah.
Good old Mrs. Frizzle from the Magic School Bus, which I really never watched because I kind of hate it. I'm not gonna lie.
All right. So here's the truth. I never watched the show,
Okay.
but when I was a kid, I loved these books.
All right.
I read these books like crazy. So my Mrs. Frizzle is from the books. And going just straight from the books, she's top tier teacher all day long, my friend.
She's an inspired me.
Yes, because her and that bus went everywhere with those kids, teaching them everything. And my favorite part of those books was there'd be these little, and that's kind of what got me down this path of just loving history and trivia. They would put like little fun facts on some of the pages, and I was like, I love this stuff. So legit, literally inspired me. It's got to be inspired me for me.
Since I have absolutely no connection to Mrs. Frizzle, there is no problem.
There we go.
Miss Bliss from Ever How You Want to Look at It. Good morning, Miss Bliss, or from like Saved by the Bell, Lost Years. I don't even know what they call it.
Now, they're both kind of the same thing, right? They're one Saved by the Bell was born from the other one, right?
Yeah.
If I'm thinking correctly. Yeah.
I think Saved by the Bell like ran out of episodes and they were like, hey, because Good Morning, Miss Bliss was a Disney show.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I think before Saved by the Bell literally came from another show too itself.
Did it? I thought it only came from Good Morning, Miss Bliss.
It did. I'm getting my timeline confused.
Yeah.
What I'm trying to say is the shows are very much related.
Yeah. Pretty much. Good Morning, Miss Bliss is Saved by the Bell without AC Slater and Jesse.
Right. Yeah. Now, I have a very unpopular opinion on Saved by the Bell, as in I did not care for it. Was not a show that I liked. I tried to like it, but that Zach character to me was a real douche. So
it was, but it was such a good show.
I could not agree. I tried to watch it again and again, and I just couldn't do it. But
yeah, we watched Doug.
Yeah, we love Doug. Doug is a much higher.
I wouldn't say we in this. There better be a mouse in your pocket if you're saying we. Is your cat by you? Simba, are you there?
The Simba's in the other room, sadly.
I'll say, yeah.
But Simba would agree with me.
Yeah, because you feed him.
Yeah. He knows what to do. Man, I'll leave this one up to you. Since you let me have Miss Frizzle, you can put this teacher wherever you wish.
I'm gonna go with the fun.
Okay.
I'm gonna go with not inspired me. It's not a they okay.
Have you seen these videos on YouTube? They're Zach Morris is trash. Have you seen those? They're really good.
I'm not a fan of Zach Morris. If you were to ask me like the coolest high school kid on TV type deal,
yeah,
I can remember it. I went back and watched. It's Parker Lewis.
Well, he can't lose.
He can't. I watched so many episodes, and guess what? He never lose. That's
impressive.
Not one loss in that whole entire time.
That's a winning record. I don't know if you know that or not.
Yeah. I asked my wife, I said, can we rename our kids all to Parker Lewis? And she said, why would you want to do that? And I said, so they can't lose.
Yeah.
And
they'd be winners.
And she called me an idiot, and she didn't talk to me for the rest of the day, which I found rude.
So is that a win?
I don't know how that goes. His dad owned a video store.
Yeah.
How cool is that?
That's real cool. Yeah.
That's how far back that show goes, where his dad was busy owning a video rental store, and they were stocking up for the weekend because they needed all the VCRs to rent out.
Yeah. That's smart.
Yeah. All right. Our next one, Mr. Carter.
Mr. Carter. Mr. Carter.
Do you have a note, Johnny?
My note is Mr. Carter. Mr. Carter.
So
For those who don't
I
know, this is the show that kind of got John Travolta going.
Horseshack. Kind of Horseshack was the original kind of like Screech, and then they ended up boxing each other later on. But I gotta say this show, the show and Mr. Cat inspired me because if I did my homework and I got good grades, because this came on the Nick at Night at like 10 o'clock, and I was supposed to be in bed by like 9:30 or so, or be in bed by 10, I could stay up and watch Mr. Cat.
Oh, that's inspired me then for sure. He
And
literally inspired you to do your homework.
he inspires me, and I think he inspired Seinfeld a little bit too, because there's always the cool little like joke at the beginning of the episode.
Then I got to knock him down a little bit.
No, but it's like a very kind of like punny, like dad joke type thing.
Well,
Where he
anytime it's
talks
compared to
about, like, one
Seinfeld,
of
I
the-
can't like it.
He
I
always
gotta keep on brand, Andrew.
it's like his he's talking to his wife in like their apartment, and he's like, "Have you ever told you about my Uncle Morris?" And then he'll tell a story and it'll come out like real. It's stupid, but it's funny.
Yeah.
I think, have you ever watched Welcome Back, Kata?
It's been a long time. I've seen multiple episodes, but it's been forever.
So great. I got so excited. Great theme song too.
Oh, the theme song is top notch. Yeah.
I put this one in here because I always liked Mrs. Hoover or Miss
Yeah.
Hoover, because I think she's in the same Edna Kabapple thing where she's just done
Yes.
with the world.
Yeah.
And Martin Prince is like a good student, but Lisa's very not want to say overachieving, but she's always pushing for more.
Yeah.
And you could tell like Miss Hoover's just kind of like over the pushiness.
For sure.
And plus she's got to deal with Ralph Wiggum.
Yeah. Yeah, but Ralph is such a sweetheart, though. I mean, he chose Lisa that
Yeah,
one
I know.
time.
We spell
she-
exactly the same.
Yeah, and she broke his heart on live television.
Look in the tunk.
Legit, Ralph is one of my favorite characters on Simpsons, but
I think, do I put her in the same category as Mrs. Kabapple?
I personally would not.
I'm gonna put.
That's-
You think they okay?
I'm gonna go they okay for me. But if you want to knock her up one, I'm not going to argue
No,
against
I
it.
think it's they okay, because she's
All
never
right.
really shown signs of anything where
Right.
Mrs. Kabapple has. Mr. Feeney, I think we already know where this goes.
Yeah, I'm not even no discussion. If anybody
Oh.
says anything below inspired me, I just won't have a conversation with you because I'm
Yeah,
not going to
I
agree with
will-
anything you ever say.
I will literally end all contact and friendship
Yeah.
with somebody. That
Agreed. Yep.
Mr. Feeney is overrated, or you say anything bad about Mr. Feeney.
1,000,000% agreed.
I will fight you. I will square up.
I haven't been in a fight in a decade, and I would train just to get in just enough shape to throw a punch at somebody.
Just one punch.
Just one punch.
One
I'm-
punch man over here. Gonna shave his head and do one punch man.
I'll be spit after that one punch, but that one punch is coming.
Here's what I forgot until I started looking up things. Dorothy Spornak was a teacher.
All right, so my love
a
of Golden
tutor.
Girls. I love Golden Girls. That show still literally holds up today. The humor still holds up today. It's a very funny show. Man, how do you think she was as a teacher? She's not bottom tier for sure. She's above.
She's
that.
not bottom. She's in the middle.
She's very smart, very intelligent. She's actually one of the in sitcoms to me. She's one of the better straight men, as they call them, in my opinion.
Woman.
You know what I mean? Like the one that that Rose plays off of.
I did
lot.
the Johnny joke to you, but she's a
I
woman.
know. Man, I must be really obnoxious.
Yeah. Is this thing on?
I should have laughed at that. I laugh at my own jokes the most. Oh man, where do you think? I don't
know enough of her.
They don't
as a
really
teacher,
go into
but I
her
remember
teaching.
being she tutored
I mean,
for a little bit.
I tutor out of a.
This is so bad. I'm just gonna put her in they okay because I don't know where Johnny's going with this. So
I was trying to think of how I could make Tutor and Toot into one joke about
okay.
coming out of my butt, but
She
do
doesn't
it
look
for
like
me.
she's fun. Can I?
Oh, there's no way she's fun.
Yeah.
If she smiled, it would. If Dorothy ever smiled, I'm pretty sure my skin would melt off my face.
Before we get to the last one, I just want to say this is probably the most evenly out tier list that we've ever done.
Agreed. Almost every time we do this,
It's
there's
like,
one of the categories that is overwhelmingly where we put everybody, and this one is way more even than all the ones we've ever done.
all right. So the last one, Mr. Walter White.
Yeah.
Can
Oh man.
I, I'm literally gonna. I think he should be in fun, and I would love to have teach me. Okay, not because of the meth thing. Listen, he is a guy that is fed up. Okay, he's
That's
in
for
that
sure.
Yo, okay. That was wrong choice of words. Okay, so he is a guy that is kind of fed up. You could tell with teaching because he wants to reach kids, but it seems like none of the kids want to be reached. Like you look
Yeah.
at, like Jesse's stuff, like he could do so much more. And I think in a weird way, he pushed Jesse.
Oh, he definitely pushed him. There's no doubt
Pushed
about
Jesse. Oh,
that. He definitely pushed him.
okay.
1,000,000%.
I'm looking at wrong words here. Okay, so he tried to get more out of his kids. It seemed like because I've watched the series twice,
I've seen it twice as well.
and
As a show, it's incredible. It's like one of the most
oh
amazingly well acted shows ever. And
so
Walter White as a character, not as a teacher, as a character, is incredible and one of the most well acted characters in television history. And I'm not just saying that. I think that's just how I feel. It's just so incredible of a character. As a teacher, which is what we're ranking him as here, he's got to be.
I'm gonna say fun and would love to have teach me.
And he knows where to get you some stuff. But on top of that, he's got to be I dare say one of the smartest of the teachers ever, right?
I would say,
yeah, might be the smartest of all these.
I would say him and Feeney.
Yeah, he's like if Feeney, he's like if Feeney decided if Feeney went to
Don't
Eric
ruin
and say,
Mr.
Eric,
Feeney.
I said Eric.
Oh, jeez. You just
Eric, we're going to make some meth.
Stop it.
Make some meth, Eric.
Stop it.
But yeah, I'll go with fun and would love to have teach me purely because even if you know nothing about his stuff he does on the side, I think if you listen to him and you're going to listen to that guy, you're going to listen one way or the other. I think you're going to learn something because he most certainly knows what he's talking about when he talks.
Necessarily listen to him.
Yeah, you have to. There's no argument against it.
Like he smiles like when he teaches, and he seems like he tries to get kids engaged. They just don't seem to engage. Yeah. And I gotta say that missing out on Breaking Bad for years was a horrible thing because I was like, I am not watching the dad from Malcolm in the Middle cook meth. And then all of a sudden I watched it, and Bryan Cranston is an amazing actor.
Destroyed that role. Yeah.
I've heard of some of the other guys they wanted for that role, and I don't think it would be as good.
No. Incredible. I mean, every character on that show is acted so well. It's insane.
Yeah.
Like him and Jesse are got to be up there for TV duos whenever we do that.
Yeah, we got to do that. Got to find JPEGs though to make it into a tier maker. Thank you, tier maker.
Tier maker, listen. Okay, just a quick rant about tier maker. Tier maker, I found you and I was like, I'm going to suggest this to Andrew to make our YouTube videos when we do tiers more fun because people can see these pictures and you're just more involved. But you got to make it difficult. So I look like an a-hole when I bring this up to Andrew because I can tell Andrew was all Walter White was like he had enough of me bringing up tier maker.
I'll tell you when it's over.
Man.
Well,
Because when it works, look how great it is. But
it does.
you make it very difficult. So make it easier, please.
Yeah, just make it so I can upload a couple pictures at a time and they don't have to be all JPEGs because
Yeah.
oddly enough, finding JPEGs is kind of hard.
Which is weird because back in my day, everything was a JPEG. You're a JPEG. I'm a JPEG. We're all JPEGs here.
Up until a couple of years ago, I didn't realize there was different types of forms.
I'm going to be honest with you. Say I still don't completely understand why there's different ones. Like why? Just make them all JPEG so whatever it works just across the board universally.
I remember Matt and I were helping out Jaws on Hats, Tats, and Stats doing graphics for him for his Facebook page, and they were like, "Hey, I sent you a Ping logo, the PNG where you don't
Yeah.
have like a background." And I was like, "What the hell's that?"
Yeah, that's a made up word. That's made up.
So, but that is our lovely tiers that we got them in. I think we did well.
I think so. I'm okay with this list.
Yeah.
So I think the big question we're going to ask, Andrew, is out of all these teachers, if you were to ever, for whatever reason, to become a teacher, which one do you think you would be most like?
Mr. Kata.
I can see that. Yeah, I like that.
I would love I love Feeney, but there's something away like Mr. Feeney was very like, I'm gonna teach you a lesson, very straightforward, I felt.
Yeah.
But I feel like Mr. Kata, I gotta say it like that, would have reached me more because of the way that he talked, and he's a little bit more relatable because I do believe like he was in like that special education class that he taught and stuff like that. And you could kind of see him. He broke out, but he became a teacher, but deep down in a way, he's still a sweat hog at heart.
Yeah. I'm Senor Chang, as in whatever I teach, I'm going to not know anything about, and I'm just going to hope for the best.
Or you could be like Mr. Garrison and just teach pop culture stuff.
That's true. Yeah. Point being, I'm a no way teacher.
So who would you rather teach you Spanish, Peggy or Senor Chang?
Oh, that's the question.
That's
the real root of it. Why we did this today is that question right there. Who's the better Spanish teacher, Peggy Hill or Senor
Chang? Because isn't there an episode where like they go to Mexico and Peggy like speaks Spanish?
Yep.
And nobody understands her.
1,000,000%. She even gets arrested and has to go to court in this episode. And the reason that she's let off is that it's very obvious that she doesn't know Spanish.
So I don't even know.
Either way, you're not learning Spanish.
No. Peggy. Because like she knows she doesn't know that she knows how to speak Spanish.
She's the least unhinged of the two. That's for sure.
Where Senor exactly. You don't know what you're getting out of Senor Chang.
Yeah, it could be but that might be the joy of it though. Like every day could be some incredible thing happening. I mean, sure, you might be injured or whatever from it, but you won't expect it. That's for sure.
Yeah, I couldn't do Senor Chang.
I think it's got to be Peggy Hill just from a pure teacher standpoint.
Jeez. Yeah. No Senor Chang.
Now, which vehicle would you rather have? Teacher's vehicle would you rather have? The magic school bus or the van that cooked meth in?
Dude, you were going that route. I will take a vehicle to cook meth in. It'd be more money. So
it's more money than a magic school bus? You know how much money you can make? You know how much they charge you to go to space?
That is true. Yeah.
And that bus, I hate to tell you, because
you got to remember
it goes to space, Andrew.
Trips to the Titanic didn't work out too well either, though. So,
but this is a magic school bus.
So
there's magic involved here.
It's fantasy football time, and one of the I don't know if you've ever seen it where people, if they lose, they have to do like ultimate loser challenges. Or they do loser challenges, like you got to wear a T-shirt or dress up.
Oh yeah.
You know, one of them was like the ultimate ones that were like just horrible that nobody should ever do, but people thought of is I don't think anybody's actually done it. Is you have to cook meth until you make $1 million or get arrested.
Oh, all right. Smart.
Yeah.
For fantasy football, I'm going to change my life in the worst way possible.
Yes.
Yeah.
I've seen people do it. So
You've seen people cook meth?
not cook meth.
Look, I'm in the mountains of North Carolina. It's all around me.
I figured you had a big barbecue problem there. More than
Well, they're usually right. The meth places are usually you can go in a one-stop shop, get your barbecue and your meth with the least amount of steps possible.
I could see Matt walking in there going, "You people serve barbecue, but we also have meth. That's fine. Make your
It's more annoyed by the barbecue.
so annoying.
That's for sure.
And Reba's playing.
If Matt ever became like an authority figure in North Carolina, we're in a lot of trouble.
Yeah.
And it's purely not because of the math. He would leave those alone. It's all the barbecue places.
It'd be a great parody, but nobody would get it other than us.
It's such an inside joke that we bring up all the time.
So if you want to know the joke, go check out Retro Pop. Smoky when you did the Smoky Mountains, right?
Yeah. Yes.
Smoky Mountains episode. I don't know what episode number, just like Matt doesn't know it when you guys were talking about your 100th episode. Go check that out, and Matt will tell you how he feels kind of in a nonchalant way about how he feels about barbecue.
Yeah, it's not positive. Just a little spoiler alert.
2 things I learned about that Matt hates the most: barbecue and Reba.
Yes, he really hates Reba.
Yes,
and Jack Black. He has a weird list of hates.
Yeah, he's got a weird just list. What is the other one? I could have put him on there. He hates Key from Key and Peele.
Oh yeah. And I was literally watching old Key and Peele episodes last night, laughing my head off. So
yeah. Jordan is better. Peele is better of the two, though, but still, they're great together.
I don't know. That's a teacher we could have put on here. Ron.
I saw that on there, and I wasn't quite sure if I wanted to go that route.
It's a great skit, though. It's a great running gag. So.
It is.
All right, but we've done it. This is our. Where would you tier these teachers? Do you agree with us overall? Is there some that you're like, I can't believe you put that teacher there? Which is a weird sentence for me to say.
I don't know. Now that I'm reading the fun would love to have teach me, I think it's taught me, but whatever.
Yeah. Fun and would
that's
love
why
to
I need a teacher
to
teach me proper grammar.
Well, you even asked me to double check over this, and I said it was fine.
So we are both in the wrong.
Yeah, we're both awful at this.
But if you don't think we're awful and you do enjoy what we do here, please check us out. Go
if for some ungodly reason you think this is entertaining, listen to what Andrew's about to say. And we love barbecue, just for the record.
I live in Texas. I think I have to.
I'm in North Carolina. I have to as well.
Yeah.
So we love these things.
I love Reba too. I have no problem with Reba.
Yeah, Reba's incredible. One of the goats.
That is correct. But if you love what we do here, go check out our Patreon, become a patron for only $1 a month. And also YouTube. What do we got? Facebook. That's pretty much about it. But yeah, and find us wherever you get your podcast. And with that being said, good morning, good afternoon, and good night.
And we will teach me. Loved it. They okay.